glitch in the audio.
Oh yeah, we're going live in like a second.
It would be a slight glitch in the audio, and it would be a slight glitch in it would be a huge glitch in the video, which I knew that if that was the case, there's no way I'm going to start talking. You doing it? Are we live?
Well, we should be pretty soon. Let's go now. Welcome. Whew, that's hot. Into the welcome anyway. To In the Know with Steph and Joe. In the Know with Steph and Joe is all about business development. These two entrepreneurs bring real life experience, laughter, and you know what? Just a ton of knowledge on how to build your small business and make it thrive. This is your creation. Now learn how to make it sing. You can reach Steph and Joe right here at 216net anytime. Just go to 216net at gmail.com. In the Know with Steph and Joe airs every week, every Friday at 3. Brought to you through the financial support of our good friends over at Restoration One. Water, fire, mold, all that good stuff right behind you, right? And let me get it up there. There we go. And, of course, our good friends over at Steph's Book. Check her out at www.stephsbooks.com. It's beautiful. Now, let's also not forget.
Oh, Lisa. I thought it was Linda. I thought you said Linda.
Let's also not forget our good friends over at Epic Media. With the continued growth of technology these days, it's essential that you have an effective internet marketing strategy in place for your business. I should not have drank all morning. Whether you need a custom website designed or help integrating your social media accounts to your business marketing program, they are the company you want to rely on for your business. Check them out at epicmediainc.com. Today, all about team building. Joe, welcome back. You were on the road last time.
I'm back. I'm happy to be off the road.
Off the road.
I mean, last time I was literally in a wind tunnel when we were doing this show. I was on 65 between mile marker 200 and 180. And if anybody knows 65 between 200 and 180, they know in Indiana, they know that is...
That's where all the wind is made.
That's where all wind is made. It is exactly made right there, and it is a horrible place to have good video streaming and audio streaming reception while you're trying to drive down a freeway. Yeah. So here I am I'm inhibited by the wind tunnels.
That's right. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Good
much.
to be back.
Thank you
Good to
very
be
much.
back.
So did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I did.
So we took a week off and just played one of our show fan favorites.
I know. I heard my mom said she re-listened to it. My kids put it on while we were doing a puzzle, so it was good. We listened. Our Thanksgiving was quiet. We had my sister-in-law and her husband over, and that was it. It was just our 2 kids, our 4 dogs, and then my sister-in-law and her husband, and that was it. So it's nice. We had Cornish hens, not turkey. That was fancy. I like that. Yeah.
I didn't know you guys were that fancy.
I didn't know
in the Turner house.
I didn't know we were that fancy either. And then Carrie goes, "I got Cornish hens." I went, "Come again, right? What?
You got bougie.
Yeah. Thanks. They were dry rubbed. They were yummy.
Yeah.
How was yours?
Good. A bunch of us. So everybody in my family flew to North Carolina to celebrate Thanksgiving, but also celebrate my grandma's 90th.
Wow.
That's right.
So she turned 90 on the 25th, which happened to fall on Thanksgiving this year. So
was that fun?
There's a bunch of because me and my youngest cousin. I mean, when I say youngest, I mean he's only a few years younger than me.
But I remember you saying that you and the cousins and everybody are getting together, and this is the first time in a long time, and you
in over 3 years,
and you tend to get in trouble.
Yeah, so we all play off of each other.
Right.
And so
right.
usually
It's like a snowball.
my
rolling.
aunt gets the most nervous when me and my younger cousin are together, and then we broke out some whiskey, and then she was yelling at us to turn over car keys and all these things, and we're like, whoa, lady, it's okay.
We're
And
not
then-
the teenagers we used to be drinking whiskey.
Right. And then my older cousin drank so much that he got in trouble. And then so then he wasn't allowed to drink on Friday.
Whoops.
So then me and my other cousin, we were like, oh yeah, at noon, we're cracking them open. And we cracked open some beers and we're like, oh, this tastes delicious. Too bad you can't have any. So
That's hilarious.
yeah, so they had like a fried turkey, a roasted turkey, and a smoked turkey.
Boy,
But my
that's
cousin
a lot
was
of
so
turkey.
afraid to go against Rich's smoked turkey that everybody's talked about for years and years and years. Because
Yeah.
I normally host Thanksgiving.
Right.
So he made 2 pre-turkeys to make sure that
To
this
test
turkey
his
would be
turkey.
good. Yeah, so they've been eating turkey for a month and a half in their house, basically. But
Turkey's good protein.
I mean, I don't mind. I really don't mind it. That's actually one of my favorite sandwiches is just cold turkey with like a slice of American cheese or 2 and some mayo. That's really all. Or Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip is actually really good with it. Like I don't know why, but that's just one of my favorite sandwiches.
It's a good go-to.
Yeah. Maybe some lettuce, maybe some tomato if you're fancy enough.
Hold the pickles, hold the lettuce.
But I don't care. I don't care.
Specials orders. They don't upset us.
Yeah. Wow.
But
Did you have a good Thanksgiving, Ken?
No, my Thanksgiving was horrible. Thank you for
Well,
asking.
I know that.
Then why did you
Because I couldn't leave you out of the situation.
thank you for that. Yeah.
I mean, I guess for everybody out there viewing, I'm sure everybody, all of the 21-6 the Net fans and fam, all know that we
Have lost a very loved one.
lost Uncle Pete over the Thanksgiving weekend.
Yes.
So that was.
Where did you see him last? Maybe I can help you find him if he's lost. Okay.
Are you just
He
coming up with
passed.
jokes now just to fill in the gaps?
Yes, this is how
yeah.
Kent deals.
Yeah.
So, but anywho, now let's move on from that.
That's right. Well, now you're in the know. So hey,
Yes.
people had to be in the know, right?
Wait, everybody was in the know, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's been.
They're in the know with Steph and Joe.
Well, it's been more than announced.
Yeah.
Yes.
it's up
That
Yes.
see, I have
And-
just been out of the touch.
And
loop.
if you do want to help, there is the GoFundMe out there.
That's what I'm looking for.
A lot of
Yes.
big expenses, medical bills, things of that nature. So we've raised a good amount, not what we want, but so many generous
Getting
people.
there.
Go out to GoFundMe, just search Uncle Pete 216 the Net, and it'll pop right up.
There you go.
Yep.
Uncle Pete 216 the Net.
Yep.
Love that. I just want to make sure that we repeat that.
I see what you did there.
Thanks. Take a sip of your beer. So let's talk about teams, shall we?
Yeah.
So, all right, now that we're all caught up and up to
shifting gears,
speed,
right?
So today we figured that, I don't know, I feel like I see ads on Facebook, on Indeed, on everywhere of everybody looking for employees. Like everybody is looking.
Have
So-
you? So I don't know if it's because I'm a contractor and I drive around and I look at every other contractor vehicle. Every single vehicle I've seen, whether it's some contractor or not, seems to have a help wanted sticker posted onto their vehicle because everybody is looking for labor.
Oh.
Everybody is looking for labor. Yeah, they
So
all want to build it.
I figured, or we figured that going into 2022, this might be good to help people get their job ads ready, their
Tackle teams.
whatever, and all these things that come along with getting an employee because it's so fun and exciting that we figured everybody should know and share the pain of that comes along with recruiting.
Yeah, I don't consider recruiting a pain.
It is the bane of my existence.
Okay.
So-
All right. Well, it is not the bane of my existence. It could be the bane of my wife's existence, but
Oh yeah, we need a phone carry in on
Right.
this one.
she's in Florida. She's unreachable on Marco Island right now.
Oh,
She's not
nice. You
reachable.
guys like the islands.
Uh,
Marco,
yeah.
Beaver.
I mean,
everywhere. You're
Marco
island folk.
Polo.
Yeah, you guys are island folk.
Well, she's not. It's Marco Island's not her normal go-to or our normal go-to. She just happened to be taking her mom on her birthday.
Oh, how fun!
For a very special birthday. So yeah, so that was the reason for going. But Beaver is our island.
Yeah.
That's it. There's only one island.
Only one.
So do you guys post? So in your industry, do you guys post an ad out on Indeed or ZipRecruiter or Monster or any of those platforms, or do you just kind of use word of mouth referrals? Hey, I got a friend that sees my paycheck and likes what I do, so they can do the same thing. They have a good back.
Yes, it is the latter. Are you laughing because I shook my head for the first part of that question and nodded my head for the second part of the question?
She asked 2 questions.
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
It's good radio. Good radio.
Yeah. No to the first part. Yes to the second part. We try now. Now because we have a wide-reaching. Network of people that we can reach out for the employees and the this and that. If we do need to go ahead and figure out, a brash, quick employee, maybe we would do an Indeed something. But, I mean, Indeed is not our go-to. We've gotten employees off that in the past. It's not our typical thing. Our normal thing is going and reaching out to our network of people, our current employees, all of them. It's, hey, guys, we need people. We got a giant job coming up, and we need some people. Go find somebody, right? And that's where we found, our contents manager is our next door neighbor, who is her middle child is best friends with our oldest child. And they live 5 doors down the road from us. We knew she was organized. She wasn't working a ton, and we were like, hey, you need a job? You want something to do? Come, help us out. We need help. She's like, all right, I'll help you out. I got some time. Helped us out, did it. Everything was good. So that's, our bigger thing is yes, reaching out to people that they can say, hey, come work here with us. It's awesome. These
Right.
people are cool.
Do you ever have, because right now, I'm sure a bunch of people know, we have a job ad out at Steph's Books to hire a staff accountant. So we have it posted
now hiring at Steph's
Yeah.
Books.
So I have it posted on 4 different sites. So I have
4.
it on ZipRecruiter, Indeed, Facebook, and LinkedIn.
Okay.
And each site, I've noticed, caters to a different type of client. Or, a different type of employee or potential employee or whatever.
Okay.
Potential hire.
Got it.
They attract different skill sets, I'll say, depending on the site.
Okay.
What I've discovered.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the norm, but just for me specifically.
So, like, is one like a Craigslist type?
Yes.
Wow, that was quick response. Yeah, okay.
I told you.
And then yeah. Okay, don't say which one. And then another one offers like a little more echeloned, like a normal employee that is looking for a job in the normal whatever field, and then you might get like a little more higher end.
Yeah, well, because because in your industry, when you guys are hiring people to demo, I feel like
I need a guy to move weight.
Like the skill set that they have is different than the skill set I would be looking for somebody in an office.
Correct.
Or even if you guys were hiring in your office, it's a different skill set. Like your sales managers are different than your field guys. So,
for sure.
So I feel like with what we're looking for and then the response we're getting, I have fears, which is something that we talked about in the green room, that maybe my job ad doesn't reflect what we're looking for specifically, because I have it posted that it's part-time to start. It's not remote. It's this and it's that. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, they call me for the phone.
Is it remote?
Yeah. So they call me for the phone interview, and they're like, oh, I don't want to work on site. Oh, I don't want to manage people. Oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And I'm just like, then why'd you apply?
Why'd you even answer that?
Like you're not on unemployment because on your resume it says you have a job.
That to me is like something that's like.
So I just can fear that I didn't articulate it properly.
So might I interject something here? So
yes.
First, Trin, how are you? Trin says, hey, Steph, have you talked with us yet? Sustainable Staffing.
Just when
Hi,
you guys were
Trin.
on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, well, actually,
That's
I don't know
right.
if I should say it or not, but Pete was in the process of setting up something, but then he got
Oh, he
sick.
didn't follow through? What a guy. Jesus.
We were
This
kind
guy.
of, we were in the process of getting
Man, are you
Oh,
good, huh?
Man.
we were in the process of getting it started, and then
This guy.
then
Fire.
Thanksgiving happened. I
Fire
don't
it.
know.
Too soon?
Yeah, too soon. I'm sorry. No, actually, he's
Oh.
probably laughing at that.
But yes, I need help.
Nobody's laughing at
but
that one.
But here's okay. So here's what I see from an outside perspective. I see as we are building a team.
Yes. Yes, Trin.
It sounds like you're building a team. Sounds like you're looking for an employee. I think there's two differences there. No.
Kind of. I
yeah?
mean, like, I would like a team atmosphere
Uh-huh.
where we can all work together and collaborate on things, and we all vibe well, like personality-wise.
Yeah.
So I'd want that, but
It's hard to find in an ad though.
I need
Swipe right.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I like this atmosphere you're creating.
Yeah.
It sounds groovy.
Yeah.
I mean, no, like collaborations
Right.
and all this stuff, but no, I want somebody to just follow my directions and do what I tell them to do.
So do you hire more betas or alphas? Or a
I don't
mix?
care, but
Really?
I'll be the alpha.
You'll be the final alpha?
See? Yeah.
mean-
No, that's it. Like mine is the final say, but it's not like I don't. That may have came off a little arrogant. I'm not hiring somebody to strictly follow directions and be quote unquote my little bitch. I don't want that. I want somebody to step up and say, I'm taking charge of this. And I say, awesome. Go get them.
So you want someone with like, ownership of their deliverable.
Yeah. I want
So-
somebody with grit and
But
fangs and comes out fighting from the corner and then it says R1 tattooed on their chest and they
R1 life? Just like
yeah,
Thug
yeah, our
Life?
thug life is R1 for life, man, like across their chest. No, I want somebody like batting my corner, but like you're not going to get that with a beta.
I don't know. Because like I
No.
feel like, so in my experience, in my previous life, when I've had people come in and they're like, I have I guess an A-type kind of personality or whatever. I'm a little
I
bit
believe that.
aggressive or
I believe that.
you know, so when I've had another person of a similar personality work underneath me, it's not been that
very hard.
successful
It's very
because I feel like when I'm right and they're wrong, it's not going to end well for them versus me.
Well, so there's where
You'd have to prove me wrong.
correct.
So like,
But that to me is so with what we do or with what anybody does, right? If I'm gonna have somebody come in and an alpha come in and say I'm going to prove you wrong because I'm gonna say it's this way because of this, this, and this, and
Right.
I'm pretty good at arguing, making arguments, however you want to say it.
well, if you're good like my cousin, I told him that his Christmas tree star was crooked, and he's like, "Oh, it's a remote lighting system." Like that was
Come again? That doesn't mean no, that's not me being good. No. What I'm saying though is I am going to have a reason, a logic, and I can walk through it with any argument, no matter what it is, on why we're doing things and what we're doing and how we're doing it and all that stuff. So if somebody were to approach me, I'm okay with them approaching me. My problem is not that they want to do it differently. My problem comes in where their attitude lies in how they approach me. Right? I don't want somebody to approach me saying, motherfucker, you're you got brah brah. I want it this way because it's this way and I've been doing it my whole life and you're a piece of shit and you don't know what you're talking. Right? Like, I don't care about that. No. Come at me with a very logical reasoning on why we're doing it this way, and that way.
right.
And I'm okay with changing my ways because I know my way may not. I'm open to that. So
if you could prove me wrong or
Right.
whatever, I'm
Correct.
totally open to
Correct.
the process.
correct.
But I feel like, I mean, this sounds like super, I don't know, whatever, but I've been bookkeeping for 19 years. There's really few things that you're going to come in and tell me
and blow my mind about
that I didn't already know. But I'm open to changing a process. That's fine.
Right. Find some new technology.
Like problem solving or something within a file, like the actual work and deliverable. I'd be pretty shocked if you found something. So that's part of the problem that I feel like where I've leaned more towards hiring betas because they just follow direction a bit more. But then the problem that I've run into is that they lack problem solving skills sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're too afraid to dive into that next level without double checking. Mm-hmm. So I feel like as an employer, this is causing me some stress. Mm-hmm. And so like I am hoping that our Facebook listeners or our YouTube listeners or someone will help.
That's where ownership to me is what drives ownership, and that alpha is what drives your next level, right? Like the next level is any beta can take you to that one plateau, but then getting past that plateau is not the typical person. You need that next level person to take you to that next level.
Yeah, you and Rich have the same advice. He's like, if you hire somebody...
Love you, Rich. Love you, Rich.
He's like, if you hire somebody that's of similar mindset and similar skill set as you, then they're going to push you to do better because you want to always be the alpha on top, so you don't want them to overtake you, so that person will push you to do better and want to do better.
But you're the owner.
Well, I know, but I'm not saying that I do everything right.
It's not an alpha versus alpha.
Everything to me, we're always in competition.
If this new bitch is coming in and taking over you, you're not losing your company, right? Like, to me, no, somebody's not going to come in and take my company. I don't have to worry about some alpha coming in and taking my company. No, I want some alpha to come in and own a portion of the company that I cannot manage.
Right.
Because they're going to do it, and they're going to alpha it as good as I would alpha it.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's true. Because, you have some pretty strong people, because I know both your sales managers, and, I know your wife. And so you have some pretty strong people that you've teamed up and backed you up.
Two project managers that run our show, and both of them are very alpha driven.
Yeah.
Very alpha driven. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think maybe I'll revisit this one. I'll reconsider this.
Let's talk teams. Yeah.
But I feel like okay. So when you're getting to that point, so you have analyzed your financials and you're looking at your growth, and then you look at your projection for 2022, and you're like, you know what? I need another team. Whether it's somebody in my office or somebody out in the field, I need some more people. Do you take the time to define their role and expectation and then start looking? Or do you feel like you're the type of person that you're in the thick of it and you just need a body and you'll take anybody to help you get through this? Because I feel like that's a big problem for a lot of people when they're on a rapid growth, that they don't take a few minutes to breathe and really select the right person that's going to facilitate.
60-year-old guy. I just remember that story.
I feel like every business owner has been there in the minute where they've been like, you know what, I need somebody now. This person standing here on the yeah.
Here's let me tell you a story about team, okay? And the alphas are okay, I think, and you want those. You don't want to have a cat fight in the lion's den, though, right? So
absolutely.
So I contracted Restoration One, Water Fire Mold 847-264-4664.
Appreciate that, Ken. I appreciate that, Ken.
To remediate some mold which had accumulated in the attic space of my home. Mm-hmm. And these gentlemen came out. It was wonderful, wonderful guys. I did every...
hang on. Yeah. Let's give the caveat.
Yeah.
I was not one of them.
No, correct.
I did not. I might have actually shown up just to look at your...
You came in and did the estimate.
Fair enough.
Right.
Yes, that was it.
He did the owner sales guy thing.
Yeah.
Came in, kissed the babies, shook the old lady's hand, and walked out. Yes.
Right, but when you were there, I don't think anybody was there. I think
one of your daughters.
I think we just unlocked the door. So go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
But you left a daughter home, which was
Yeah.
a little odd, and for me,
Good luck with her because she's a tough bitch.
fair enough.
That's
fair
my
enough.
girl.
That's
right?
my girl. That's my girl.
So literally, the guys come and listen. If you haven't done business, absolutely fantastic job. These guys taped off the room like E.T. was in there on its last leg. Zipper stuff on doors. I'm like, that's really cool. I mean, amazing stuff.
There's all this neat
Now-
science going on, and all Ken
Right.
can look at it and go, "That's really cool."
It's really cool.
I
right?
love these zippers.
Yeah. So yeah, and so I did my best. I did my absolute best to try to make these guys feel at home. Really kind of throw them off. Like, hey guys, you guys want some beer or scotch? What do you guys, gummy? What are you guys into? Hey, no, sir, thank you. We're just, we're absolutely downright professional. Down to the last second that they wrapped everything up and left, which I was just blown away by because they're younger guys too. I mean, these guys if they were 25, they were old. Some of them, maybe a couple of them were older, but they're young to me. Right?
If I could actually look up the ages, but
Yeah.
I know that the only person would have been probably my project manager, but I don't think he was out on your job at all that time, and my other one's off on paternity leave. So the oldest person that probably would have been there might have been Brendan, but I don't think would have been like 22.
Yeah, so young guys.
22 was the oldest.
Young guys where, I was trying to throw them off of their game. Absolutely downright 100% professional through the whole thing. They worked well together. They were clean. They were efficient. They were knowledgeable about what they were doing, told us about what they were doing, and absolutely...
Not just what, but why.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. And here's why we're doing it this way, and we got to come back tomorrow because we got to do this, so we had to point this. I mean, it was absolutely just a fantastic experience, but that's a good team. When the team can carry the flag and care as much about Restoration One's reputation and professionalism, it was just brilliant. It was brilliant.
Thank you.
And
I want.
And I'm not saying that because you have this show.
No.
I'm saying it because genuinely it was an incredible experience for our family.
On your house.
Yeah.
And absolutely. The goal of all of our people always is to make sure that we always, because my wife and I have pushed that from day one, is take care of the client, right?
Yeah.
We always, in fact, our team logo or slogan or whatever you want to say, however you want to say it on the backside, is we always joke around and go, safety third.
Safety third.
Yeah. And you go, safety third.
Right.
And I actually got this, so I could do this, but I got this from Dirty Jobs, Mike Rowe, but it's safety third. And why safety third? And so then, and everybody said, well, what's first and second? And so for us, first and second is the client and then documentation. Because we don't get paid if we don't show the insurance company what we have done and why we have done it and what we needed to do, right? Because we're walking in an emergency, so nobody knows why we're doing what we're doing, how we're doing it, until after when they look at our pictures and our documentation. So if we don't tell that complete, thorough story, we're not doing our job.
Yeah.
So safety third, and then the client and documentation is first and second, right? And so the client's always first, then documentation, then safety.
Yeah.
And so I laugh because Mike Rose said this, and he jokes because he was on like a crab boat, and he's like, going on about how he's out on these crab pots or whatever, deadliest catch, and talking to the captain in the captain's house, and the captain, and he looks at the captain and goes, whatever it is, and he's up in the wheelhouse, and he's talking to in the bridge, and he's talking to the captain, Captain, what about safety? And the captain looks at him and says, safety, screw safety. I'm here to get these guys paid. They're about their safety. And that's the same thing to me. Is I was literally held a family appreciation for our guys, where all of our guys could bring in and guys and gals could bring in their families. We had a bounce castle and everything. And I gave the speech and I said, safety's third. And one of my 22 or 21-year-old employees' moms was there. and went, safety third? Come again? Why safety third? That's my son you're talking about. And I said, because if safety is first and I say safety first, he's not going to care about it. But if I make it his responsibility to care about his safety, he's going to care about it. So now I say safety third. You get home, you get safe, do you right. Here's all the tools and knowledge you need to be safe. Do it.
Yeah.
Put it on yourself, right? Like, and that's the team. Is our team calls each other out too, because if somebody doesn't put a respirator on or does something stupid where they use a chemical in the improper way, they get called out by the rest of the team. Hey, dude, that's not safe. That's my safety.
Yeah.
Not just yours, not just like it's my safety. So safety is a big thing, but we joke and say safety third.
Yeah.
Because the client's first. And
right. So it sounds like it's building a team. You're looking for people who can fit on the team, not necessarily professionals or.
No, I don't care if you
for?
fit on the team. It's if you don't fit in the team, you're out. Anybody can come in.
Okay.
That's kind of how Carrie and I have it.
Yeah.
Anybody can come in. If you don't fit the mold, you're out.
Right.
That's kind of how we see it. I don't know.
Okay.
We see it differently.
And as you're developing, you're looking for a certain skill set, perhaps, right?
Yeah.
Well, you have a different thing because you need that certain skill set to fit into the team.
We're all about this. Like, I would rather have somebody that has the skills and the background than versus. I mean, I want them to be in a team and it be like a happy, crappy family, but like. I need somebody that knows what they're doing because they have to produce a deliverable to a client.
Is that knows what they're doing, like needs to know QuickBooks?
They need to know bookkeeping.
Okay.
So I work in 6 or 7 different softwares right now that handle and facilitate various bookkeeping for clients.
Right.
Bookkeeping is bookkeeping is bookkeeping. The debits and the credits and the T-charts, it's all the same no matter what the software is. Things get categorized the same way. It's all the same. It's just a matter of where it is within the software platform.
And you can't teach that.
I can teach it to a point.
Mm-hmm.
The basics.
Like, I could teach you, I could put up a T-chart and I could show you what side of the T-chart the debits go on, what side of the T-chart the credits go on. But that's not really my problem. My problem is I need somebody that could dive in deeper. Like, if a client accidentally...
Sorry.
Yeah. If a client accidentally deletes something, for example, from 2020.
Yes.
Okay? And now how do you find that? Figure it out. What's your thought process to locating this problem issue?
Right.
To, are you going to look in the audit log? Are you going to look in this reclassified transactions? Are you going to look in the baking? Like, where are you going to look and what's your process to get there?
So the hard thing, though, for you... Right, Steph, is that in your industry, the atmosphere for a team is pretty dry, pretty... Right?
I don't know. Have you worked with Steph?
No, well, that's
before?
what I mean. She's a different cat, right? I mean...
Totally. Yeah.
She's the Google of bookkeeping, right? I mean,
right.
It's a very open, free-feeling... she doesn't want to babysit people.
Hey, we're not talking open and free feeling like walking around naked in her office. We're just talking open and free feeling like sharing your feelings type deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got a little...
We don't do feelings in my office. People
so no feelings. So, okay, so yes to the walking around naked in her office.
I can deal with that before I get feelings.
No. All right, next time I walk in, I'm coming in naked. Right? All right?
So, so as you're trying to, as you have a very unique team atmosphere, it's way out of the norm for your style, quote unquote, of business, right? So to find that excellent person that's going to be like, oh shit, this is a pretty fun place to work.
Still,
and that might be 1 in a million, right?
Very slim margin on finding somebody like that.
It's
that makes sense.
Difficult because like what even with the radio station, like all of these things and like the way people are supposed to sound and the pitch and the that and this, like it because you've been doing it for so many years.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to bring somebody in and then have them
just pick it up, understand it.
You can't just dump your whole entire brain from the last X amount of years of doing something.
Yeah, people don't
and,
have that 10 minutes.
You know, like the problem
Just
solving.
10 minutes to unload your
That's
brain.
it.
But like, okay, like
That must be a big hose.
when we did like the spouses show, you know,
Yeah.
and Rich came on, like, so like our thought processes are different. Like when Rich was sitting here and talking.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally,
Like,
totally.
We
Oh,
could have
totally.
like the
Yeah.
same
Yes.
goal. Like we want to
Yeah.
do
Right.
this amount of sales in this year and do this is in this. But the way I take to get to the path might be like a zigzag,
Right.
loop-de-loop, and around the thing.
Family Circus cartoon. You ever see
Right.
that Family Circus cartoon where he does like the 800
Oh,
loops
loops,
around the
yeah.
chair and
Right.
up over the couch and
Yeah.
through this and that, and then he walks out the door and goes, "Mom, I just walked here
Right.
from my bedroom."
Right.
Right. So like it's like that. Like, you know, like his style of learning and
Yeah.
what he does and executes is different than my style of learning and what I do and execute.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
it's a lot more difficult, I feel, unless I'm just like a bad manager. I don't know. But
No,
it's a lot
I
more
don't think you are.
difficult for me to unload my brain of 19
Yeah.
years
Yeah, I see that.
versus like doing something where it
Well, you don't babysit.
It's just
you're a
different.
great leader. Your style of
Wait.
leadership
So
is
okay.
great.
So my question to you is: do you create SOPs?
what
What?
SOPs.
SOPs. Standard operating procedures.
yes.
Yeah. Actually, Pete.
So
was,
those-
Pete, actually,
oh,
Pete was working
those-
on that too.
Those that didn't see that, she went no under her breath, and then went yes.
Right.
I have like okay, so we have things written down and I have notes and I have information that I've provided to my staff. But there's always the wild card. So
Well, okay, so
you can
but
have
that's what I'm
the
saying.
standard client where
Right.
you know that if they go to, I don't know, Walmart, it's always office supplies, okay? Then you could have a non-standard client where if they go to Walmart, it could be one of 6 categories. So how do you handle that? Or if a client goes in and deletes something that you've already reconciled, do you know how in the software to fix what they did before you can complete your job? Do you understand? You know, like it's a whole different.
But
It's always going down some like rabbit hole, like Alice in Wonderland.
but
Oh,
okay,
I love
that
that.
rabbit hole being like figuring out the instructions and learning how to manipulate the software that you're using or platform you're on.
Well, kind of, but we work in probably 35 different industries. So what I would code for somebody in your industry in restoration as
Might be different than an
as like
office.
cost of goods sold categories
Right.
than somebody else that is I don't know, in my industry, and if I go to Home Depot, it would be more of a repairs and maintenance kind of thing on my
Or
building.
an office, whatever, because you're buying
Because I need to buy
filing
paint
cabinet
or whatever, or
yeah.
or an office furniture or whatever.
Whatever. Okay.
So each industry has its own set of chart of accounts. Each industry has its own set of unique things. And to try and explain that to somebody their day one of hire, how would you explain
No, but
that?
could you make a key?
Yeah, I mean, like, so how I
Like
had
a like a little matrix key with like Excel and like little drop down charty doodads.
So, like, but there's always the wild card, though. Like, you have to be... You, in our industry, I feel like you always have to be prepared for the surprise.
Yeah.
Because clients do things that are always unique.
Strip clubs.
Oh yeah.
And so, yeah, so they'll go somewhere or do something or
Entertainment.
buy something or,
Entertainment, right.
you know, I mean, you'd have to code it under something else because entertainment's not right off a bowl, but whatever. You know, so.
Good thing she does your books.
I'm happy you do my books. What?
But
Hey, what do I have
it's-
to put it under? What do I have to text you as in quotation to file something like that under?
Employee
Like, hey,
appreciation.
Steph, I got an employee appreciation charge coming. Yeah.
Yeah, if you opened it to all employees and invited all employees, then yeah.
What if I only invite one employee?
As
My
long
wife.
as long as you tell her.
She's
I
not an
think.
employee, she's an owner. She's majority owner.
I think.
All right.
I
So
think
she's
as,
my boss.
I,
What if my boss takes me out then?
I think as long as you say that you invited all the employees.
That's fair. That's fair.
So, you know,
Fair
like
enough.
If you know what I'm saying.
Fair enough. I got you. I feel you. I mean,
So-
not in a feely way, but I
Right.
feel you.
I got you.
you know, so I just feel like the skill set that I'm looking for, it's very hard for me to articulate in a job ad because I don't
Okay.
know.
All right,
like,
hold on just a second here. Hold that thought. Of course, you're listening to 216 Net. This
lot
is In the Know with Steph and Joe.
You've
Brought to you.
flown through this.
Yeah, I know. Brought to you through the financial support of our good friends over at Epic Media. With the continued growth of technology these days, it's essential that you have an effective internet marketing strategy in place for your business. Whether you need a custom website designed or help integrating your social media accounts into your business marketing program, they're the company you want to rely on for your business. Check them out at epicmediainc.com. Of course, our friends over at Restoration One as well, 847-264-4664. And Steph's Books at stephsbooks.com. What's that number?
847-942-3004.
I'm trying to look at the side of your car in my mind, and I couldn't get it.
Hey, you want to look at my cup? It's on my cup.
Oh, it is right there.
I got one here too.
And those cups were more than half full.
We are.
Right.
We're at the bottom of the hour, Ken.
That's right.
Yeah.
I
We're working
just
through
wanted
this
to-
cup here. I mean, hour.
I wanted to take care of business for everybody.
We appreciate that, and so does our appreciative.
She does a bang up job. It's
Does-
epic.
you-
It's
you like
epic.
her, right?
Yeah, she does an epic job.
Yeah. We really
Really,
like her.
really nice. You know.
Yeah. Amen. Way to go, Jess. We love you, Jess. Shout out.
Thank you.
Hey. So, you want to expand, you want to hire, you go out, let's say you do find that. Let's say you have a standard operating procedure in place.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, it's just a simple matter of holding said person accountable, right?
Kind of.
If you have, a good team background, you got a good community that you've built around yourself, you got a good attitude, everybody's working hard, people are going to fall in. And then once you start to get one or two people that, like you said, you need that 1-2 people that are really solid in what they know.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they know what they know, that's great. Then you can go and hire some little part-timer that knows nothing, and they can teach them everything.
Right. I mean, yeah. Like,
Right?
It's not difficult to teach somebody the basic aspect of things as for expense coding or matching transactions and stuff like that. Where
Right.
it dives in deeper is where we have to do journal entries and fixed assets and
Right.
depreciation
Right.
and having those conversations and communications with CPAs. Like, that's where it starts diving into that deeper level of knowledge.
What percentage of your work involves that?
Mine that I handle?
Of your company.
Well, I don't know because I handle that side and I give my employee everything else. So she'll handle and she'll do that other stuff. But like payrolls and sales tax and all the other stuff I handle still.
So what amount of your time versus her time do you take up? Like, do you work 30 hours of your week is dedicated to that and hers is, I mean, I'm not asking you to call out your numbers, but what I'm saying is
Hi,
that
Mom.
there's Mom. I said hi to Mom at the beginning,
Yes.
but I'll say it again. Hi, Mom. There's the to me, that is where I would find that person that like if you have your set of higher end stuff that needs to be done, right? But you also have your lower end, because you kind of said it. There's that echelon, that normal everyday stuff.
Right. It's like the
And then
difference between your guys that are in the field versus your project manager. Your project manager has more responsibility and expectation. It's like
Totally.
the same difference.
Totally. Okay, so that's where like you get a project manager, you get an employee underneath them, so that way that next employee, like that's my mindset would be, I see where you're at, and you need that project manager because you have your employee right now that can learn everything she needs to learn if she wants to learn it.
Right.
And is present for it. You just need that stellar person to come in and be able to take over.
Yeah.
So anybody looking for a job that knows bookkeeping out there,
Subtract.
what?
Can add and subtract.
A little bit more than that. Maybe some multiplication,
Oh,
division.
sure.
You can work a decimal or two.
Shorthand.
But yeah, I mean,
Commas? Can I add commas into numbers? Do you know where to put commas into numbers?
Right.
Give Steph a call, please.
so my whole thing is from working with several small businesses over the years. I feel like some people just hire in a panic. And I feel like that is more the norm and for a lot of small businesses out there, that they're like, oh my God, I'm drowning. I lost 3 clients because I can't manage this workload. I need to hire somebody. And the first person that walks in the door, they're like, it's you. And then,
hey, fresh meat, get in here.
Yeah. It's not, they don't take the time to develop the role and the vision of what they see for that person to be facilitating within the company. So it's like, I feel like sometimes from working with other small business owners that they're like, oh, I need a person. Okay, well, what do you want that person to do? What's their deliverable?
Well,
what's their projections? What's their review? What's their whatever?
What I like, Steph, is that you're not settling. You're not just getting a body to fill a seat. When you're looking to build a team,
Which that's desperation.
yeah, you're better off taking your time, working a little bit short-staffed until you find that right player. I mean, if the workload gets too strong, then you take a look at our good friends over at Sustainable Staffing to help you in that direction too.
Amen.
You know, hey, I need a temp, or I need just somebody with, for this to get me through tax season, whatever the case may be. I need young, strong people, and you get a 60-year-old guy, right? I mean, right?
I just need people.
I could tell you that story over and over and over again.
But that's I think you need to stay focused on what your team should look like and try to build the team to that, rather than just throw, because it's expensive to hire and fire.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's very expensive.
Now, I'll say this, though, because like I said before, we'd rather hire people and make them or request them fit into our team, right? We're not making anybody do anything, but if you don't do what we want you to do, then you're not going to work for us, right? So come in, follow our goals, our plans, and our lead, and you're going to do great and have fun.
I mean,
a lot of money.
I remember, always having conversations with Pete, because I do some hiring and whatnot too. And I always tell people, I'm like, listen, I need to know that you and I can get along together for 8 hours a day. I'm going to see you more than I see my wife and my family, right? A trained monkey can do our job, but we need to get along. And Pete, you can't say that.
Right.
And I'm like, but I say it to everybody, so it's equal. I'm equal, right?
So I'm not discriminating here, right? I did not cross any lines,
right?
Because I didn't discriminate.
It was so easy when I would be like frustrated. And I walked down the hall and be like, Pete, can I say this to my employee?
Yeah.
And then he's like, no. And he's like, you gotta say it like this. I'm like, okay, thanks. And then I walk back down and be like, hey guys, like this is what we're doing.
Linda could be your connection.
She's driving home from the vet right now.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Linda.
She's in the mountains.
Yeah.
See, that's the way I was, only in the windmills, not the mountains.
Right. But I find it. Anybody who comes on my team, I want you to be a professional. I want you to represent well, because it's my reputation on the line as well. But I need to know that I can joke around with you. I need to know that I can get on you when I need to get on you, that you can get on me. I always ask that too. How do you manage me?
Hey, in a sexual or non-sexual way?
No, yes. So yeah.
Hey, yes.
Right? So I'm like, listen, I'm a big idiot.
No.
I'm a big idiot, and I say things I really shouldn't. And there are times where I'm going to mess things up just because that's who I am. But as your boss, you still need to pull me aside and go, that was wrong, or, don't do that, or, because if we're a team.
Whatever, right. But act as a team.
Right. If we're a team,
right.
You've got to help me understand where I dropped the ball too. Right.
So So to take this to the next, right, next level of team A, you got your 1, your 2, your 3 people on board. You start to build that, a team can be 2, but a team is also 10.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Correct.
So I'm going to quote, my wife is preaching this book right now. It's called Extreme Ownership. It's called Extreme Ownership.
Oh, yeah.
It's by the Navy SEAL guy.
Correct.
Yes,
so
we have
Jocko.
Yeah,
Yes.
Jocko
Wilco. He was on Joe Rogan.
Willix.
Yeah, he's great.
Willix, or something like that.
Yeah.
He was on.
Yep, you look it up.
Yeah, he was on Joe Rogan.
So
Yeah, Jack was
so my wife read the book, and he talks about in there how, as a leader of a team, you can only at most lead 6 people.
Yeah,
Right?
Really?
I would agree with that.
Yeah, and so yeah, right. But then you go, well, how does people have people go? Oh, I got a team of 200 people working underneath me. Well, sure, but you have 6 managers that run another 6 people,
Right.
that run another 6 people, that run another 6, right? So then
Yeah.
eventually down the line, you build out that web, that organization chart of, but you can only really truly manage 6 people.
Yeah.
So if you don't start building those layers up immediately and say, look, I need you at this level running these people because this is your job, this is what we require you to do, you're not going to get that. You can't run, right, X
Right.
amount of people, right? And so what my wife, what we started doing was hiring people in, thinking of that layers of employment and employees that we have to make sure that we have not just temporary from like somebody like sustainable staffing, but like, we also have a manager that can handle those people and manage those people. Then from there, anybody could leave at any minute.
Yeah.
Anybody could, right? So what do? Well, we're never stop hiring.
Yeah.
We
Have you
always hire.
Have you ever? So I thought this was kind of interesting. One of my friends at where she works, they just hired a new GM. And so after like 30 days of the GM being there, called in all the managers to give a review on his performance so far in the first 30 days.
How
of
is
the
he
GM.
doing?
Like asked all the managers to give a performance because these managers had been within the company for
Were the
years.
managers under the GM? Obviously, yeah.
But he was the new guy, and they had been within the
That's
company
ballsy.
for like
And
5 or 6
yeah,
years.
the owner asked this.
No, he
No,
asked
he did.
this.
The GM.
He
This
brought
was
in his
idea.
subordinates.
So I thought it was like kind of
pretty
interesting
good.
because
I like
never seen that happen before.
No, I like that. That's a
because that
ballsy
could
move,
go
yeah.
like either really, really good or really, really bad.
Well, I think
And
if
you don't
you're
know
the
if people
kind
are
of
going to be honest or not.
But
you know,
I think if you're the
That's the
kind of
big thing.
if you're the kind of person that is open and has walked into that job going, this is who I am, this is the way we're going to run it, this is how I want to do it, and most people are open to that, or even if they're not open to it, you're going to know exactly who's going to badmouth you right before they even get up there.
Yeah.
If I'm a manager and I've been at a place for a month, I'm going to know every employee just from one day of working with somebody. I'm going to know exactly if they like me or they don't like me.
Right.
I'm going to know where they stand, probably what they're going to say they hate about me. Probably that
Yep.
I'm a douchebag or whatever I may be. But, like, yeah,
I just
that's a
thought it was-
ballsy move, though. That is a ballsy move.
I just thought it was kind of interesting / cool to be the new person on the team and to do that because normally as a GM or manager or whatever you'd be giving like a 30 or 60 or 90 day critique or review of your team, of your staff, not necessarily having your team, like your managers, give you
but-
the review.
To your point, though, how true are they? Yeah. No, dude, you're doing great.
Yeah. What's the chance I'm going to get fired off of this?
Yeah.
You're doing awesome.
Best I've had, man.
Yeah.
I love working for you.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I feel like
yeah.
it could go like, in several different ways, but I just thought it was like an interesting, cool tactic that he was doing as
It is. And
as
if
a
he
new
got
guy on
good
the team.
feedback, then that's a strong move as a leader.
I like the idea of it, especially because if he knew that he was going to approach the people and say this, and for me, as a leader, I would know exactly what every
You should.
employee
Yeah.
would say or would want to say.
Right.
Right? Maybe not what they will say, but I know what they would or would want to say. Because you should be that close or that at least understanding of what your employees feel and do and where they're at. If you know that they're feeling like pieces of crap and they hate coming in the morning and they don't want to work and they don't want to show up, then that's probably a problem on management and things like that. I would not.
So do you think that there are times where, because I would say that you're pretty laid back and you're,
Me?
No. Yeah.
Me? No.
So
No.
I feel like, are there ever times where you feel like there's an employee that's crossed the line and kind of taken
Yes.
advantage. So how do you kind of redirect them on the correct path that at the end of the day you're still their
Boss?
paycheck signer? Yeah, boss.
Um,
Because I feel like that happens a lot that I've
Let the
seen.
door hit you where the good Lord split you.
Like, I feel like I've seen that a lot where, like, bosses try to be, like, the cool, fun, friendly boss. Like,
right,
same
and then
thing,
you
like,
stand
they kinda
up
do
to
with, like,
them,
their
and
kids.
then, but so,
you know?
so I've had a
Seen
couple, I've had a couple times where you stand up to your employee, and, you know, one of my employees is a little more seasoned in the industry than I am. So if I say, no, we're not doing it that way, we're doing it this way, and, you know, like, oh, well, I've been doing it this way for 15 years, longer than you've been in the industry, right? Blah, blah, blah. I don't care, right? I don't run into that like hardly at all, but I'm just saying in that kind of instance where you may have an employee that is more veteran in your industry than you are because you're the business owner and not the technician doing the work.
Right.
Whatever it may be, it's being able to have that conversation with the employee and sitting down with them and saying, no, this is the way we're going to do it in a very respectable,
Yeah.
correct, but stern enough. And not only that, but knowing that when the shit comes down the hill, you know, you're taking the proper documentation of this. So, you know, verbal warning 1, this is your verbal warning, right? Like that is sometimes literally just enough to change somebody's attitude because they think, oh, I know more than this guy, so I don't need to listen to him. No, this is your verbal warning. You need to listen to me.
Do you think that happens because of the ego, because they feel like they know more, or because they feel like you're so friendly that it's like that they're friends with you and they treat you more like an equal than
I think
boss?
I think not stating any of my situations,
Right, or
it
like
could be both.
yeah,
I think it can totally be both. I think the boss thing, the friendly boss thing, probably comes up a little bit more often
Right.
because you don't typically see a boss. Linda's a 2-year loyal listener. I
like
love
how
that.
she directs it to you.
I love that, Linda. Thanks, Steph's mom. She's been listening to Steph for 2 years, but I get the comment.
Thanks, Mom. Appreciate it.
I love you, Linda. You're awesome. Thank you, loyal Linda listener. Loyola. But no, I think that if you totally like, if an employee is fighting you because of what you're telling them to do, rarely is it going to be because of their experience over yours. I guess from a contractor or tradesperson type industry, because most tradespeople that own their company are going to be the master tradesman, right, of that industry. So, but I mean, with you could go and hire somebody that is totally more qualified than you. Right, and be able to, but so they're going to argue with you and say, no, it's this way. Well, no, this is my company, and so that's how you have to stop and be able to say, this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to do it, and this is why we're going to do it in a nice manner. And if they continue to argue, that's where you have to say, okay, here's your verbal warning. Next is a written warning, right? And you don't want to like downplay them as a dumb little employee, but you have to say like, no, you're not understanding where you're at in the pecking order. And I hate to say totem pole or pecking order, but like it is what it is. Like, no, this is what I've made my decision on. And if you spell it out for them and it's all correct and fine and you do it all nice and everybody's coherent and kosher and fun and happy and calm, everything's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a boss before where whenever they'd get mad, because they were the funny boss or whatever, didn't want to make anybody mad. And then when they would get mad, they'd be like, well, I'm the boss. I own this company. They'd pull the owner card. And then everybody would be like, okay.
Wow. I've never done that. I have never, ever done that. No, what I will do is, because I have no problem pulling one of my employees into my truck.
All right.
And if they get pulled into the passenger seat of my truck, they know they're probably going to get yelled at for 20 minutes. And if they get yelled at for... I mean...
You don't do it in the warehouse?
Yes. No, I don't do it because I don't want to do it because I'm respectable to them and I'm respectable to their humanity, and I'm not going to berate them in front of my other employees.
But then nobody has to be in there. I'm just saying, like, a warehouse is a bit better than a truck. But I mean,
No, I'd take them to the truck because I can.
All right. Well, I guess if that's your
Enjoy myself.
Out back to the shed.
Yeah. If I put them in the truck, they can't see, the cameras are out of range, and they can't see the paddling they get. But no, yeah, I don't want to. I would never berate an employee in front of my other employees unless it's something that affects everybody's health. Right? Or well-being.
So I feel
Yeah.
Okay, so we're coming down to the last minute of the show. I feel like we've kind of dove around and shared stories and everything, but I feel like small business owners need to figure out the role, the expectation, then look, then interview, then hire.
Correct. And even more so, I would say know your positions that you always need, right? And always hire. Right. Never stop hiring, because if you stop hiring, you're missing people, right? You're missing potential great people, and you don't need to hire a full-time person all the time. You could hire a part-timer that can come in as long as they can give you a couple hours here and there. They might turn into the greatest employee ever.
So you treat it the same way you treat it like your widget machine?
Yes!
Always selling, always hiring, always...
I mean, you gotta constantly be filling that hopper and making sure the next piston is bigger to handle the more widgets coming down. Ready?
Okay, good.
Hopper down into the conveyor belt, and the conveyor belt goes... and out comes the widget.
You want to make sure that you don't get back jammed there, right?
That's right. You want to make sure all your processes are good. And if anybody were to look at that thing, it's going to look like a Rube Goldberg or a Dr. Seuss illustration. That's pretty much what that machine looks like.
There you go. All right, we can't thank you guys enough for getting caught in the net with us here.
Thank you.
In the Know with Steph and Joe, brought to you through the financial support of our good friends over at Epic Media Inc., Restoration One, and Steph's Books. You know what? Come back tomorrow. There will be some shows on tomorrow as well. And Sunday we will have Lisa's Changing Perceptions, Fellowship of Faith, and Metaphysical Meanderings. For all of us here at 21.6 The Net, enjoy the weekend.
Bye.
Bye.